Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I am so excited to do this one. It's gonna be an exciting one. I feel like I've been saying that about like my last 6 videos, seriously, but that's just because all the videos I've been filming, I'm excited about. So this is going to be a review slash first impressions of BH Cosmetics. The majority of the stuff that I have are their vegan brushes. I believe they're semi-new. I think from what I found online is that they've been out for like a year or so. I looked up a lot of reviews of their vegan brushes and I could seriously find nothing. I don't know if it's not out there. I don't know. Anyway, so actually what started this order was I needed a new fan brush because I think I mentioned a few videos back that my Morphe one just turned into garbage. Like it just started shedding and it's awful. I don't know what happened to it. So I needed a new fan brush for highlighting. I tried the Sonia Kashuk one that I mentioned a couple of videos back. Didn't like it. It didn't pick up enough product for me. So I was like searching for fan brushes online because I'm just so over buying brushes. Like I'm just so sick of buying brushes that aren't working for me. So I came across BH Cosmetics and they were having this massive sale. Like I got a ton of stuff and I think I only spent like 40 bucks and the majority of them were brush sets. So I wanted to do a video on it. So like it was just so funny because my initial order was all started by a fan brush. I just wanted to order one fan brush and I got a lot more stuff than that. So let's just go ahead and jump into the video. I want to start by talking about what I ordered and we'll do a couple of swatches and you know, things like that, and then I'll go ahead and use everything on my face and we'll just test it out together because why not? I have never dabbled in BH Cosmetics. I tried a blush palette, like their, I think it's like 8 or 10 blush palette, like back in the day. I'm talking 6, 7, maybe 8 years ago, and I didn't like it, but I'm pretty sure that the quality has gotten better over the years just from what I've heard. I've literally heard so many good things about BH Cosmetics, and I don't know what took me so long to jump on the bandwagon. The first thing that I have right here is the Vegan Brush Essential Eye Set. I paid $6.49 for this set of 5 brushes, which is crazy to me. Like I don't understand how they are selling 5 brushes for $6. The first one that I have that comes in the set is the V20. This is kind of like that Morphe brush that I just ordered. I can't remember the name of it, but it's really teeny tiny small brush. This is really good for getting right here in the crease just to define your eyes a little bit more if you want a little more drama in the crease. And then the next one that it came with is the V18. This is just like a flat brush. This is probably gonna be good for something to pack onto your lid. And then, sorry, I gotta take everything out of the boxes because I put everything back in. The next one that I have is the V16. This is like a flat, kind of like a flat shader brush. The V19, this is the large blending brush. And this kind of reminds me of another Morphe brush that I have. I talked about it in a previous video. I'm sorry, I'm just so all over the place. I don't remember what the brush was. Actually, hold on, let me go get it. Morphe one that I was talking about was the M504, and this is just like a really fat blending brush. This is something where you can just kind of go in and put a wash of color over the eye if you're looking for something quick. I actually do not like this brush at all. I feel like it doesn't blend for me whatsoever. I tried to use it like 5 or 6 times and I hated it every single time, so I don't even use it anymore. The Morphe one is really soft, but this one is actually a little bit softer, I think. And it's a little thinner, it's not quite as fat. So hopefully this can replace that for me. And then the last one in the eye set was the V15, and this is like a little pencil brush kind of situation. So you could use this for the lower lash line to smoke it out. You could probably use this to even smoke out the lash line or apply color on the outer V if you wanted to. Yeah, that entire set that I just mentioned was not even $7. So the next set that I got is the, let me just pull this up on my phone again, the Vegan Flawless Face Brush Set, and I paid $7.14 for this set, and I got actually this because it came with a fan brush, and a fan brush is what I needed. I just ended up buying more stuff that I didn't need. This comes with 4 brushes for $7. Like that is so insane to me. I can't believe that. So the first one right here is the V17 brush, and this looks like it's a setting, yeah, it's a setting brush. So it looks just like this. This kind of looks like my Sephora brush, but a smaller version of it. So I guess this is what you would use to set your concealer. I like a brush like this to go right in between my T-zone because I always do my eyebrows before I do my foundation. I use such a big powder brush, it's hard for me to get in there and pack powder on without messing up my eyebrows. This would be nice if you want to do maybe like some spot concealing. I could see that if you like to do that before foundation, but I'll probably use this for underneath my eyes. The next one is the fan brush. This is the one I'm most excited about because this is the one that I wanted. I'm just over that Morphe brush. It is almost unusable and I kind of just want to throw it away. But this is the V14 and this is like my perfect fan brush. It's nice and thin, which is what I love. The next brush is the V12. This is a flat top buffer brush. It's so soft and it's very densely packed. So this would be really good for foundation if you are a brush foundation type of person. I am not. This would be really nice for cream bronzer if you kind of want to go in and just kind of sculpt out the cheekbones. If you're into cream bronzers, I'll use this most likely for powders. I really like the way it feels. It's so nice and soft. The last brush in that kit is the V11 and this is called the Deluxe Round Powder Brush. These vegan brushes, the handles are so heavy duty. They're so like nice and sturdy and the packaging is so nice. I'm loving the packaging. This is so soft. So soft. I don't think I have a brush this fat or like not this thick at least. That sounded so sexual. I don't think I have anything this big. I really like this. It's very soft. I'll most likely use this for bronzer, like an all over bronze. So that's the face set. I also have this other brush. I didn't order this brush, so I don't know. I did go through and check my order again. To be honest, I just don't remember because it's not on my order, but I do remember looking at this brush and I remember it being under $4. So I don't know if I ordered it and maybe they just forgot to add it on my order online, but this isn't on my online order. So like, I just don't remember. I don't know if I ordered it. I don't know if I didn't order it. Maybe they just stuck this in as a freebie because they wanted to be nice. I have no idea, to be honest with you. This is the V13, and this is a crease brush on this end. I love double-ended brushes, by the way. They're some of my favorites. They're just like so efficient for me. I love the concept of a double-ended brush. So it's like a blending brush on one side and then it has an angled brush on the other end. You could use this for your brows. I think for me this might be a little thick. I like a very thin brush. And typically I use the Anastasia brush because it's so thin and it works very well with dip brow. So we're gonna go ahead and try it. It doesn't hurt to try, but this does look a little thick for me. I'll probably stick this in my kit. On their website they don't sell this by itself. They sell this in a set with another double-ended brush and I think it was like $4, but like I said, I can't remember if I ordered this and I can't find the single brush on the website, so I don't know if this was just a mistake. I have no idea. I did order one more brush set and this is the Studio Pro blending brush set. I don't know what happened with this one. I don't know if they just had like someone messy packaging their stuff, but this was supposed to come with the number 16, the number 17, and the number 18 brush, and they sent me 2 of the number 17s. So I didn't get the number 18 brush, which it says on my order form, it's a tapered highlight brush. It was like a face highlighting brush, like kind of like a brush like this to highlight, and I don't like those brushes to highlight my face. I stick to just fan brushes. I don't even like to use them on my clients, so I'm honestly not that mad about it. It's really not a big deal just because I do freelance and I could just stick this extra brush in my kit. I really don't care because that actually worked out perfectly for me. I mainly ordered this set for my kit because I just want to have extra blending brushes because when you're a freelance artist you can never have too many blending brushes and it's just a lot easier when you're doing multiple clients. How much was this? This set was $4.54, so like really affordable. So the first one that I have right here is the number 16. This is the tapered blending brush. It's a little bit of a longer blending brush. This packaging is so nice. It's like a nice matte handle. This is a really nice soft brush. I'm just so excited about these brushes, can you tell? Like I said, I got 2 of the number 17 brush, and this is just called the small tapered blending brush. So this is another really nice one to just kind of go in and really define that crease. You could also take this on the lower lash line. This would be nice to smoke out the lower lash line. And then I have 2 of those. I'll put both of them in my kit most likely because I don't need any more blending brushes. Those are all the brushes that I got, and I did get a couple of palettes that I want to talk about because I'm so excited. I didn't get a ton of makeup and there were some other things that I wanted that were sold out, but that's gonna be for another haul. The first palette that I have is the Marble Collection Warm Stone 12 color eyeshadow palette. This was $7.79. This is so, oh, it's so pretty. I'm just gonna swatch a couple of the shades. I'm not gonna swatch all of them. This one is so pretty. This is like one of my favorite colors to go with all over the lid. There's a really nice icy one that kind of looks like MAC Nylon. Oh, the matte is so buttery. Like, look at that matte shade. That is so creamy and it's not patchy whatsoever. Hopefully this applies on the eyes just as nicely. And then the next palette that I have is the Bronze Paradise Eye and Cheek palette. And how much did I pay for this? This was also $7.79. This one is like honestly just so pretty. First, the packaging. What? That is so nice. And then this one has eyeshadows, a bronzer, and a highlight. So this is what the inside looks like. I'll probably never use this blue color to be honest, but look at how pigmented that is. This one is so like, oh my god, that rose gold, that is so freaking pretty. And it has a highlight. This is more of like a pinky highlight. That's actually really, really pretty. And then the bronzer, I don't know how this is gonna work for me. It's really warm, but we're still gonna test it out. I do wish there was just one more dark brown shade, but I feel like this is gonna be like a really nice summery palette. Like if you just wanna go in with a nice shimmer on the lid, I feel like that is like perfect for something like that. I guess that's why it's called the Paradise, Bronze Paradise palette. The last thing that I got was this Floral Blush Duo Cheek color in Bahama Bronze. This was $3.89, so this is like cheaper than drugstore. This is definitely my blush color. Kind of like this rosy, bronzy mauve. And this looks like it's more of a satin down here, and then this looks like it's more of a shimmer right there. I'm most likely just gonna mix it all together because I don't have time to try to use separate shades. But yeah, I'm so excited to try that. I know I always do my brows off camera, but I'm interested in that brush. So we're gonna test it out and then we're just gonna test everything out. Okay, so I will be right back. So we're gonna just start off with brows because I like to do my brows before I do the rest of my face, and I'm gonna take the angled brow brush that I think I got for free, and hopefully I do a good job of filming this. I have to get really up close to my mirror when I do my brows, so that's why I like to do them off camera. Hopefully I stay in focus and I'm close enough for you guys and I don't go out of frame. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start filling in. I'm using the dip brow, I don't know if I mentioned that, and I use ash brown. Let's just go ahead and do this. That's the fastest that I think I've ever done my brows. And I think it's because this brush, let me see if I can get this to focus. I think it's because the brush is a little bit fatter than my Anastasia one. I like a very precise, like more like kind of sharp brow, and this kind of gave me a more natural brow. It's not my favorite. To be 100% honest, I probably won't use that again just because now I feel like I'm gonna have to go in and clean up with concealer. It's not as sharp as I wanted, which is totally fine. Not everybody likes that kind of brow. That's just what I like. If I'm in a rush, I would probably use something like this. It's a pretty good brush. It's just not for me. It's not what I'm used to and it's not what I like. So I'll probably put this in my kit. I'm just gonna do my other brow off camera, my foundation and my concealer, and then I'll come back where we can really put the brushes to the test and do the rest of the face. Okay, so I've got my foundation and my concealer on. I will always have everything listed below if you guys are interested in what I'm wearing. If I don't do it on camera, it will be below if you guys ever want to check that out. I'm just gonna take that setting brush, the V17, and I have a little bit of Kat Von D, I think it's Lyric, the yellow setting powder, and Emphasize. I just have those mixed together and I'm going to set my under eye. Okay, I feel like this went on a little patchy, to be honest. I'm not really liking the way my under eye looks. I usually use a more fluffy brush. I use the e.l.f. blush brush, actually. I think this brush might be a little too dense to set under eye concealer. I'm probably just gonna stick to using this for powdering certain parts of my face that are hard to reach. I don't really like the way that that looks, so let me just actually go ahead and prime my eyes. I'm gonna use my soft ochre paint pot and then I'm gonna set it with a creamy shade. We'll see how that brush works for maybe setting like a smaller space where you need a little more pigment packed on, because I just don't think it worked that well for underneath the eyes. It just looks a little too heavy. Okay, I think this is working a lot better. So this is a good brush. Actually, I really like this brush for what I just used it for. I'm gonna use it to powder my face a little bit later on, and we'll see how it works for that. Okay, so let's just move on to face powder, if I could find all my shit. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my Maybelline powder. This is the Loose Fit Me and Fair Light, and I'm gonna take this Y12 brush, and I'm gonna try this to set the rest of my face. We'll see how this works. If this doesn't make my nose look cakey, then this brush is a keeper. I have to say the same thing about that brush. I think it just packs on too much product. I don't have a lot of use for brushes like this. I just don't really need them in my collection. And it did make my nose look a little bit cakey. I think it just looks a little too heavy. Let me just go ahead and zoom you guys in. I don't know if you can see, but I just feel like my nose looks really cakey in this area. You can go ahead and see my under eyes while we're here. They definitely look a little heavy. It's just looking a little cakey. My nose looks a little cakey. I think that's just because these brushes are, the way that they're packed, like they're very tightly packed. So typically brushes like that are made to pack on more product, whereas I'm not looking for a lot of coverage when I go in with my translucent powder because I use such a full coverage foundation. So that's okay. We're trying new things. These are things that I don't typically do, and I want to test everything out. I think this would be nice if you want to go in with maybe like a powder foundation. I just went ahead and kind of like brushed out the rest of my face with this big powder brush, and actually this really helped a lot to kind of disperse that powder. We're actually just gonna move on to eyes. I'm just gonna take some of my Kat Von D Petal, and I'm just going to kind of lay like a nice generous amount underneath my eyes so it'll catch any fallout from the eyeshadow. Actually, the more I look at my brows, the more that I like them. I think I actually do like that brow brush. Once I put on my foundation and everything, it actually doesn't look as messy as I thought it was gonna look. And I did them so fast. I can never do my brows that fast, but I'm actually gonna start with the Bronze Paradise palette first, and I'm gonna start with this shade as my transition. This is a really light peachy shade. I think that will be perfect to go in the crease. And by the way, the first brush that I'm taking is the V19. I don't think I mentioned that. This is the one from the Vegan Eye Kit. That's actually so nice. That blended beautifully. This brush is so good. I like this brush. I want to try one of the Studio Pro brushes, so I'm actually just going to go in with this shade right here. It's more of like a rich, warm brown. This is from the Marble palette. This is like a smaller crease brush. Let's see how this works. That blended so nicely. That looks so good. Oh my God. Okay, I'm just going to go in and blend these two together like I typically would. Oh my God, I'm so in love. I'm gonna take that same brush and then go in with this shade right here. It's a really rich, warm brown. I want to do more. Like, I feel like I need to add more. Like, do you see that pigment? Oh my God. Am I in love? I think I'm in love. I'm just going back to that same first brush that I used. Just gonna blend this all together. I'm gonna take the V20 brush. This is that teeny tiny crease brush, and I'm gonna go in with the shade right here. Okay, so first off, this definitely reminds me of the Morphe brush, except I got this whole set for that one Morphe brush. Even though Morphe is really cheap, I think that brush was only $6. But I literally got 5 brushes for the price of one. Like, I really didn't think I was gonna like this that much, but I like that so much. Like, the pigmentation is so good. Okay, so this color is speaking to me. I'm gonna go in with this one right here on the lid. So I'm gonna take this with the V16 brush. Okay, that's definitely patchy. I don't know if it's the brush or if it's the shadow. Let me get my Sigma lid brush that I always use. hold on. We're gonna test it out with that brush. So this is my Sigma E57 brush. This is actually my favorite brush to go in with shimmer. It never fails me, so we're gonna see if this is the shadow or the brush. This is still going on really patchy, so I think it's the shadow. I'm gonna spray this. Maybe it'll work a little bit better if it's wet. And if it doesn't work wet, maybe it would work better with my finger. Okay, it's still going on patchy. What the hell? Okay, I'm gonna try this with my finger. If this doesn't work with my finger, then this palette. Oh yeah, okay. It's the finger, you gotta go in with the finger. This must be one of those like pressed pigments that just work better with the warmth from your fingertips. Okay, that is much better. That kind of sucks, to be honest with you, because I'm not a finger shadow kind of person, and this palette is mainly shimmers. So I'm gonna definitely have to play with this and see if all the shadows apply like that or if it's just that one. Okay, I'm gonna take this shade right here. I'm gonna take that with this B16 brush and go in and highlight my brow bone. Oh my God, that is crazy intense. I'm gonna take the little pencil brush. This is the V15. I think what I'm gonna do is go in with this shade, that deepest one that I used in my crease. I'm gonna use this to buff onto my lower lash line. Perfect, I like that. That brush is really nice. And what do I wanna use for my inner corner? So I'm actually just gonna take the same brush with this shade right here. This is the one that I said reminds me of nylon. I'm just gonna do my other eye off camera. I'm going to put on my lashes, and then we'll come back and finish off the rest of the face and test out the rest of the face brushes. We are gonna move on to bronzer, highlight, and blush, and then we should be done with this video. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take that big brush that I used for powder. Again, this is the V11 brush, and I'm gonna dip it into this bronzer down here. This is a little warm for me. It looks a little orangey, but nonetheless, we're still gonna test it out and see how it works. Application is really nice. I really like this brush a lot. The bronzer is going on pretty light. I was thinking this is gonna be super orangey, and it's really not that warm. It's actually just a nice, kind of like a wash of color. Yeah, that's really pretty. This is a matte bronzer. For some reason, I thought it had a little bit of shimmer in it, but I probably wouldn't use this to contour just because, like I said, it's a little warm. I would like to use this for something like I just did, like go in and kind of warm up the face, and I'd probably just leave it at that and go in and contour with something else. So yeah, that is really pretty. I like that a lot, and I wasn't expecting to like it. Okay, so for blush, I'm gonna take the Bahama Bronze Blush, and I'm gonna just go in with my regular blush brush. This is by MAC, and I'm gonna just swirl it together. It's really powdery, but I'm actually just gonna go ahead and skip the contour today. I don't think I mentioned that, but I'm just gonna go in and blush. Ooh, that is gorgeous. Ooh, that's pretty. Ooh, that's pretty. It looks really harsh on camera for some reason. I don't know why it looks so harsh. It does not look that harsh in person. That is my tone. I love this blush. Okay, so before I go in and highlight, I'm just gonna blend this blush into my bronzer. I like to do this step just because I feel like it kind of meshes everything together that's on your face. It did kind of take away a little bit of the blush when I did that, so I'm just gonna tap a little bit more on. I don't usually have that problem when I blend out my face. This blush is pretty pigmented, so it's not that big of a deal. It just looks like a nice, like rosy flush. It's actually like so gorgeous. I really like that. That's just kind of annoying that when I go in and blend, it kind of dusts away some of the blush, but for a $3 blush, I mean, can you beat it? No. I'm gonna go in with the fan brush. This is gonna be the true test because, as I mentioned earlier, the whole reason I even placed this order was for a fan brush. And I'm gonna take the highlight in the Bahama, what is this called again? The bronze, I just made up my own name, the Bronze Paradise palette. I don't know why it's like not going on my face. Let me grab my other fan brush and then I'm gonna grab another highlight to test this brush with because I don't know if it's the brush or it's the highlight. So hold on, I'll be right back. I just have my Dose of Colors highlighter. Let's test the brush with this because I'm really hoping it's not the brush because I really need a new fan brush. So let's try to apply this on this side of the face. Now, I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but I don't typically like to use new brushes because I feel like they kind of need to be broken in. So I really had to press the brush and the highlighter and kind of just swirl it all in there just to kind of give it like a little bit of a base, if that makes sense. Hopefully you guys understand what I'm saying. Once I did that, I was really able to build up the highlighter, but in the beginning, it just wasn't going on. But now that I kind of dug my brush in there and kind of made sure to pack the highlighter all in the bristles so it was a little more used, the highlighter is definitely on. Let's go ahead and try to build up the highlighter in the palette with my original fan brush. Oh yeah, it was definitely the brush because now it's starting to get intense. Ooh, oh my God, this is so pretty. You guys, I'm not a fan of a pink highlight. Even like the Molten Rose Gold from Maybelline, the newer one, I like that, but I really have to be in the mood for it. Like I have to be doing like a pink look, but this, oh, and it goes so well with the blush. I like this so much. I'm so happy right now. Oh my God, that is gorgeous. Do you see that sheen? I'm really hoping you can see it. Can you see it? Like, just like the bronzer and the blush. Oh my God, this is so pretty. This is gonna be so gorgeous for summer. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and finish off, first of all, with some spray. I almost skipped this step, which I don't like to do, especially since I'm feeling really cakey from that setting brush. Then I'm just gonna take some gloss. This is by ColourPop in the shade WeHo. Okay, let's just go ahead and rehash on some of the products. So I really like this marble palette. This is really nice. The 3 mattes that I used are so gorgeous and they're so smooth. This icy shade up at the top is so nice. It is so intense. So I'm gonna use this again. I wanna do more looks with this just to test out the rest of the colors. Maybe in future videos, I'll put that to the test. And then this Bronze Paradise palette, I really wasn't expecting to like these two just because, like I said, this looks very warm. And then this is more of like a pinky rose gold highlight, which are just not my things. It's just not what I reach for. And I think that is what I ended up liking the most out of this palette. I love the bronzer. The highlighter is, I think, like my favorite. Like makeup wise, I think the highlighter is my favorite. Now, I only used 2 shades on my eyes. I used this peachy shade, which I love as a transition. It was so gorgeous. I was really disappointed in this, just to be 100% honest. It didn't go on with any of the brushes. And then when I went in and did this, I actually had to wet my finger to get it to be a little more intense. I don't like doing that. I don't like using a shade that I have to wet it to get the intensity that I want. And actually, I forgot, I did use this shade right here for my brow bone. This was actually perfect. I really like this. So I'm gonna have to play with the other shades and see how those work. If I'm just basing the palette off that one like fiery shade, I'm gonna have to say pass on the palette, especially if you're gonna pay full price for it, because I don't think it's worth for you to buy an entire palette for just a bronzer and a blush and then not to use the rest of the shadow. So that's of course me just basing my thoughts on this one shadow because I was very disappointed in that shadow. I was hoping, like just from the swatch was gorgeous. I was hoping it was gonna be that pretty on the eye and it kind of just didn't deliver. It wasn't giving me what I wanted, but I'm definitely gonna play with these other shades, probably in a future video as well. If I end up not liking the rest of these shadows, I'll probably just end up depotting everything and keeping what I like and giving the ones away that I don't like, or probably throwing them out, just to be honest. But yeah, those are my thoughts on that. The blush, I really like. The blush is so pretty. Like I said, when I went in to blend everything together, it did kind of lose a little bit of pigment. So I'm interested to see how this lasts the rest of the day. It's pretty late. It's 3:30, so it's a little bit later in the day. I'll keep this on throughout the whole night and just see how it lasts. I will update you guys in the description box to let you know the longevity of the blush. And then the brushes, I'm gonna have to say that all the brushes are a hard yes. They are so good. This might be one of my new favorite powder brushes. I really like this. I'll probably just use this for bronzer. I don't see myself getting a lot of use out of this. I'll probably stick this in my kit and use this on clients just because I just don't typically need a brush like this in my collection. And then this brush, this was the setting brush. Don't use this for under your eyes. This just packs on way too much product. I'm gonna go ahead and suggest to use this where you wanna add a little more coverage for a little more detail work maybe. I use this in between right here, and then I also use it down here, and it turned out just fine. The fan brush is awesome. I really love that brush. This brush right here, the double-ended brow brush, this actually, like, the more I look at my brows in the mirror, the more I love them. And what's so crazy is that I applied my brows. Literally, I did both of them in like 2 minutes. This was surprising fine for me because I don't typically like brow brushes like this. I didn't use this end, but I'll use it in the future and then update you guys if you want to know. The studio set, I don't know how the highlight brush is because of course I don't have it. So this brush, this applied those matte shades really nicely. I used this off camera to apply transition into my other eye, and this worked beautifully. The rest of the eye kit was really good. I have no complaints. I used all of these on my eyes. This one might be my backup transition brush. I really like this brush. I love this little tiny detail brush to really get in there and kind of define the crease a little bit more. I like this. And the only brush I didn't really get a true feel for was this flat brush. I'm sure it's fine just because all of the brushes were really a big hit for me. I'm sure this is gonna be an incredibly long video, but it is what it is. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you took the time to watch this video, I know this is definitely gonna be a long one. I know I post really long videos, but I want to get all the information out there. I wanted to do a full review and just be very thorough, just so you guys know what you're spending your money on, especially if you're on a budget and you're kind of pinching pennies, but you still wanna have nice, affordable brushes and makeup. I really wanted you guys to just kind of get the full effect, like the full gist of everything. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you in my next video. Bye.